For Mother's Day, I decided to make a mango cake for the best mom in the entire world. As someone who doesn't bake cakes often, this was quite a challenge for me, and we didn't really have the proper equipment to make it, like deep cake pans or even those icing spatulas, but I gotta do it for my mom. Anyways, here are the inspos that I used for the cake. First off, to make the batter, I whipped up egg whites and sugar together. We whip the egg whites to incorporate air, allowing the cake to be fluffy just like a chiffon cake. A tip that I can give is to whip the egg whites first until soft peaks, or like when it starts to take shape, before adding the sugar to allow the sugar to incorporate better in those air bubbles and stiffen the egg whites up. Next, I added the egg yolks, vanilla extract, and salt and mixed it together. Try to use a spatula to not fluff down the egg whites while making sure that everything is mixed properly. Then I sifted in some cake flour. You can also use all-purpose, but cake flour works best for cakes, so... Again, try to use a spatula to mix everything. Once the batter's all done, I transferred it into my cake pan. Usually, if you want layers, you can use a cake pan with a smaller diameter, but for this one, I just used what I had, which was a 9-inch pan. Just make sure to level the cake batter and tap it into the countertop to release big air bubbles. Next, I made simple syrup to not make the cake too dry. I mixed equal weights of sugar and water and microwaved it, or you can also simmer on low heat. It should come out clear after microwaving for a few seconds. I added some mango flavoring to the syrup for more flavor. You can refrigerate it for the meantime while waiting for the cake to bake. Last part is the whipped cream. To make it, I mixed in liquid whipping cream, vanilla extract, and white sugar, but preferably powdered sugar. Make sure to keep your whipped cream in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Same goes for the simple syrup. Finally, it was assembly time. With the cake cooled to room temp, I brushed the simple syrup on top of the cake. It'll absorb the syrup, so I made sure not to put too much or else the cake will be soggy. Once absorbed, I added in the whipped cream and covered the whole cake with it. Now this was the most fun part of making the cake, because I've barely used piping bags before. I tried to pipe it beautifully, but it turned out looking like shit. My sister was laughing at me, and when she tried it, she did terribly worse than I did. So I just decided to flatten the ones we did, and I added in the most important part of the cake, the mango. I'd say it turned out nicely. The only problem was this was only one layer, and the cake was a bit too dense because I didn't wait for stiff peaks, and I used a mixer to mix everything, which definitely fluffed the batter down. The most important thing is my mom liked it, and that's all that matters. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.